In this video we are checking out the new DJI Pocket 4, a full review on this camera, what's good about this, what's not great, and should you upgrade if you have the DJI Pocket 3. Let's get into it. So the DJI Pocket 3 was and still is one of the most popular vlog cameras that you can get. Everybody bought this, travel vloggers, content creators, people who want to start a YouTube channel, you want a small camera to take on your vacations. Everyone bought this. Go to any tourist destination throughout the world and you'll probably see somebody with the DJI Pocket 3. So 2.5 years later, we have the new DJI Pocket 4. So we're going to go through this video and show you what is new about this compared to the DJI Pocket 3. What are the upgrades? Is it actually a decent upgrade? And is it still the best Pocket series that you can pick up? So I've been testing this for about 3 months now. I've took it recently on a trip to Disneyland Paris, getting some really cool content with this, going through all the features. So I've got a really good understanding now on is this any good or not in this honest review. So let's get into the video and talk about the first point, which is to do with the camera. So the DJI Pocket 4 has a new 1-inch sensor with 14 stops of dynamic range. It is an f2 and a 20mm. So when I first got this, I look at the spec on paper and I thought, right, it's a 1-inch sensor, same as the Pocket 3. It has an f2, same as the Pocket 3, 20mm, same as the Pocket 3. This has 4K 60 and 3K 60 in vertical, same as the Pocket 3. So I was like, well, what is actually different about this? And I was a bit underwhelmed until I hit record and I actually played back the video footage. The video quality out of this camera is outstanding. For a camera this small, it is incredible how they have done this. 14 stops of dynamic range offers you much better details in the highlights and the shadows. It has 10-bit video, so it's capturing 1 billion colors. Literally for vloggers, this is the best vlogging camera that you can get and so much better than your phone. But compared to the DJI Pocket 3, this supports D-Log, so we now have a true flat color profile. We've been after this for years and we finally have it. So the same as what you get in the professional drones like the DJI Mavic series. So it's going to protect the highlights and the shadows more. Then you can color grade it, add your own LUTs onto it, offer you so much flexibility. Just like what I'm recording on now in a log profile, I can do this on a Pocket series. So in all the shots that you're seeing on the screen here, 90% of them I was using the new D-Log and it is absolutely outstanding. The dynamic range, the way it handles the shadows, the highlights, the quality that you can pull from this video is exceptional. But if you literally just want to get this camera, rotate the screen and start vlogging and you're not too comfortable with log profiles, color grading, you don't really want to get into any of that yet, you just want something that's going to offer you incredible video quality, well, you can use a normal color profile. That is also 10-bit quality, and you also have film tones now. So you have 6 individual film tones that you can choose from. So these are like the Fujifilm filters. You can get that look by choosing one of these instantly out of this camera. All 10-bit, both in normal and D-Log. Just be sure to go into the settings on the right hand side, just like I say in all of these action cameras and drones, and then swipe down to the bottom, and where it says image adjustment, you want to go to what's called texture and bring that down to -2. Otherwise, by default, your video image is just going to be too sharp. And if you like taking slow motion video, it also has a new 4K 240 FPS video, and this is great. So in Disneyland Paris, I was like, what can I actually use as a subject for this? So these jugglers here in front of me, I thought would be great. So all it did is put this down on a bench, I hit record, and it actually started recording them in 240 FPS, and you get this really super slow motion result straight out of camera. Now when you are using 240 FPS on here, you can't use that log profile, so this is only using that normal color. But as you can see, the quality again coming out of this video file in 240 FPS looks fantastic. I was even able to actually double click on one of these subjects and it would automatically then start tracking them still in 240 FPS and get results like this without me having to touch the camera at all. All I literally did was press record. Now the low light video on here has had a major improvement with now 2 stops of additional light. So in this location I was able to switch to low light video mode where you can film up to 4K 30, again just limited to that normal color profile, and get results like this. So it's also going to apply some noise reduction, going to add a bit of sharpness to that image, but it's not too over sharp, it doesn't look over processed, it still looks really good quality. So all of these video shots here are using the low light video mode on here. So don't think that once it goes dark, that's it, these cameras are useless. They're not. Their Pocket series is more than capable at getting shots like this all from this dedicated low light video mode. But what happens if you want to vlog with your DJI Pocket 4 and it's too dark in that location? Your footage is going to look awful. Well, not anymore, because they have a DJI Pocket 4 fill light. So this just literally clips onto the back of that Pocket 4 and you've automatically now got a fill light. It's powered from the camera as well, so you don't have to worry about charging this, and you can touch the buttons at the top to change from like an intense light to a warm light, and also change the strength of that light as well. So when you are filming in a low light environment like this, having a fill light is going to be really handy. Just snap this onto the back and there we go, much better. I can adjust this, so I can adjust the temperature. I can actually bring this down a little bit, and there I can continue vlogging or talking to this camera in really dark conditions like this. And then I can just take this off and then look at the difference. So by having this fill light, it's really going to help you out. I think it's a really good accessory that they've included. So overall, the image quality from this little pocket camera has been so impressive, and I haven't even mentioned that this is all stabilized on a gimbal, so you get perfect smooth video shots all the time. You don't have to worry about any shaky footage. All the video, whether it's in front of you or if you're vlogging, is going to be super stable. And you're getting this nice wide 20mm aspect ratio, or you can get this wide angle filter that literally just snaps onto the front of it, and now you're going to get a 15mm look, so more of like an action camera look, so that super wide shot, and then just take this off when you finish with it and go back to 20mm. And this camera is also fantastic at tracking objects as well. So all you do is double tap on that subject on the screen. It has Active Track 7.0 now, so much better at locking onto that subject. So here I just double tapped on the castle. I literally just walked to the side of it and it holds lock onto that castle perfectly. So you can do this on humans, objects, subjects, cars, whatever you want. And the Active Track on here works brilliant. Now on the side of the Pocket 4 is a micro SD card slot. This can take memory cards up to 1TB in size. And I use the Lexar micro SD cards on all of my action cameras and drones. And then for my laptops, I use the SSD drive. So I made the switch about 2 years ago, never had a problem. Everything's been working great. So you want to make sure you don't cheap out on memory cards and you get a good quality one. You don't want to record some really great footage on here and then you go and play it back and it just looks awful. It's dead stuttery, or the files are corrupt. So these Lexar ones I highly recommend. Now unfortunately, because of AI, the price of storage has increased dramatically the last few months, but I do find that the Silver Plus cards by Lexar still offer great value. So I would advise get on these as quick as possible, because that price still continues to climb. So the Silver Plus ones are great. Just make sure it's got a U3 symbol on the front of it. This will ensure that you can use these cards with the high frame rates, like the slow motion on the Pocket 4. And then on my MacBook and iPhone, I'm using these really small SSD drives. Just look at how tiny this is, and that is 2TB storage capacity on here. So these are fantastic. If you want to go and check any of these out, I'm going to link them at the top of the description. Now people love the design of the DJI Pocket 3, so what's new on the Pocket 4 design wise? Well, looking at it initially, not much, and if I was to put both of them on the table here, can you tell which one is the Pocket 3, which one's the Pocket 4? It's pretty hard, and I have to keep looking at the side just to know myself. But that's until you actually rotate the screens. And you'll notice on the front of the DJI Pocket 4, you have now 2 buttons on the front of it. Now the first one is the C button, which is a custom button. So you can actually map this to do different things on that camera. So I've got it selected, so as soon as I hit the C button, the gimbal is going to rotate automatically. So rather than pressing that joystick 3 times and it will rotate, all I have to do now is press it once, it's going to quickly rotate. And the other button is a 2 times lossless zoom. So you hit that once, it's going to automatically zoom in 2 times. So now you've got a 40mm lossless aspect ratio. Press it again, back to 20mm. And you can use this in the D-Log color profile. You're not limited to just normal. And if you're tracking a subject, you can then zoom in smoothly as well using that zoom button. So it's great that they're not like give you a feature and then limit it. You've got all the features still with that zoom button. Now the Pocket 4 is slightly heavier and larger than the Pocket 3, but considering the video quality and features that we're getting in this camera, that is really impressive. And it has a new 1545 milliamp battery. That's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it? But DJI state that's going to give you about 240 minutes of recording time. Now that's really hard to judge because with cameras like this, you're going to be filming for short periods of time and then putting the camera away, filming again. You're not going to be just hitting record and walking around filming everything for 4 hours. So it's really hard to test. But I was filming this on and off throughout the day and I had no issue. I was getting well over 2 hours plus of recording time, filming in 4K 30, 4K 60 in that log profile majority of the day, and this was in like 26, 27 degrees weather, so decent weather conditions, and it handled it great. Now, a lot of the time throughout the day when I was stopping, having a coffee, I would give it a bit of a boost of the battery as well, because the fast charge on here is great. If you plug it into like a power bank, you can go from 0 to 80% in like 18 minutes. So that's what I found myself doing a lot, just at several times having lunch and things like that, coffees, I would just be plugging this into a power bank and giving it a bit of a battery boost. But yeah, the battery life is better than that DJI Pocket 3. Now, as much as I'm recording on these Lexar memory cards on all of my action cameras and drones, if you do forget that memory card, it has 107 gigabytes of internal storage, and that is a really decent amount. You could probably find yourself that you could record in 4K 30, 4K 60 and get majority of all of your shots for that day without the need for any memory card. And when you're transferring those files to your computer, it now supports USB 3.1, so transferring speeds are up to 10 times faster. So that's great. So design wise, it does have some really nice new features. However, it's still not waterproof, just like the DJI Pocket 3. I have used the DJI Pocket 3 in light rain, it's always been fine, but I wouldn't use it in heavy rain. And the same with the DJI Pocket 4, I'm only going to be able to use this in light rain because it is not waterproof. And you do have to be careful with both of these cameras because the gimbal's on the top of it. If you were to drop either of these, that gimbal is going to take that hit first, and it's probably not going to end well. Now, just like the DJI Pocket 3, there is a USB-C port on the bottom of the camera. There is no tripod mount on the bottom of it still. We have to use this little base to clip into the bottom of it, which then allows you to mount this via the 1/4-20 on the bottom, which then extends the size of this camera. And because the battery has been extended and you get a decent battery life on here, it doesn't come with the extendable battery base that you could get on the Pocket 3. Now, I've lost mine, so I will put a picture on the screen of what one would look like if you still had it, but you can get that with the Pocket 3. It came with the Creator Combo. That doesn't come with any of the combos for the Pocket 4 now. It is now an optional accessory, which bit of a downside there. And another thing the Pocket 4 doesn't come with is this fantastic sleeve that came with the Pocket 3. And this was great at holding your camera in place, but also you could put your filters and attachments at the bottom of it. It's nice and compact, it protects that camera great, and you've got all your accessories that you're going to need in this fantastic little sleeve. It doesn't come with that anymore. It comes with a pouch. So now you have to get your DJI Pocket 4 and put it all in this little bag here, put all your accessories in here, and then look at that. It's just not the same, is it, as something nice and compact like this. So if you do have the DJI Pocket 3, you do have this sleeve. I'm not sure if DJI are going to be making like a Pocket 4 sleeve or not. I hope so. But it still like 80% of the way fits. I mean, just look. It's not 100% in there, but it's just sticking out a little bit at the back. Like, I can live with that. I'm still going to use this sleeve. I don't really want to use this. Now, if you get the Creator Combo version of the Pocket 4, it comes with the fantastic DJI Mic 3, and this is the best wireless microphone that DJI make. So you can get fantastic then audio quality and video from your DJI Pocket 4. This has a clip on the back of it, just clips straight onto the back of your clothing or a jacket, or you can just not use that and just use the magnetic base mount. So you could just have it like this, really easily and simply to use. You don't need to use any cables whatsoever and get fantastic audio. So it's great that you're not getting like the DJI Mic Mini, you are getting the best DJI Mic 3 with this Creator Combo. So when you look at this, this is not going to be a huge upgrade, but what it is a really nice refresh with some fantastic new features, improved video quality over the already fantastic and still great DJI Pocket 3. So I'm going to put the prices on the screen now and the different versions that you can get for the DJI Pocket 4. If you want to get just this as the camera only, you're not bothered about any of the different accessories, then you can get this as that standard combo. But I would highly recommend just going for that creator combo. It is well worth that difference in price. Just that price point alone to get the DJI wireless microphone 3, a fantastic microphone, but then you're going to get all of the different accessories that you're going to want to use with this base mount. So you've got that tripod mount attachment, you've got the fill light that I showed you earlier for indoor vlogging, you've got the wrist strap, and then in here you've got a gimbal protector, you've got the wide angle filter, you've got a suction cup mount, and this fantastic little tripod mount. I use this on so many of my different action cameras. It literally just attaches to the bottom of this base here. You can attach that then to your Pocket 4, and then you've got a nice base, or you can just hold this in front of you, use it on different action cameras that you might have. So yeah, you get all of these accessories in that creator combo. That'll be the one I go for. And then if you have any ND filters from your DJI Pocket 3, you can use all of them still on the Pocket 4, just magnetically attached onto the front of it. So you don't have to go and buy any new ones. If you have old ones for that Pocket 3, just keep them and use them on this new Pocket 4. This is just going to kill any camera under $1,000, £1,000. Nothing's going to be able to beat this in terms of quality, features, convenience, the size, the battery life, and then that log profile with the video quality as well. For this price point, it's going to sell like even hotter cakes. So if you want to go and check the Pocket 4 out, I'm going to link it at the top of the description. I highly recommend you go and check that out quick before this sells out. So what about if you have the DJI Pocket 3? Should you actually upgrade? Well, as I mentioned, it's not a huge upgrade, but it does have a lot of nice features, especially that improved video quality, the 14-sector dynamic range, the custom buttons on the front of it, better battery life, the fill light attachment, the film tones in the normal color profile. So there are several various new improvements. It's not like a massive upgrade. So if you're just using this for casual use, you don't really use it for like a professional level, then I would say probably not, no need to upgrade for you. However, if you're using your Pocket series for video content, for YouTube, making videos like this, you're making money out of your content, then sure, this is a business expense. Sell your Pocket 3 and go and buy the Pocket 4. It is better, it has better improvements that are going to make your video quality look better. Therefore, go and get it. Or if video quality is very important to you, you want to use this on a pro level, so you want the D-Log color profile, you need 10 bits, you want good low light performance, dynamic range, then this also is a fantastic choice for you. This makes a great B camera as well. If you have like a mirrorless expensive Sony or Canon camera, and then you want to go and get a pocket camera for vlogging or for just literally B-roll, then this is a great choice. So I would say if you're on the casual basis and you already have that Pocket 3, it's not worth upgrading. But if you're using it for content, regular use, then sure, it is well worth the upgrade. So I do hope you enjoyed that first look on the DJI Pocket 4. Let me know what you think about this camera in the comments down below. I look forward to reading your comments. I've got more videos coming out really soon. There's so many videos coming in the next few months. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. I would really appreciate it if you hit that like button. It helps me out a lot. And I'll see you guys on the next one. If you want to watch another video, I'll put it up there. See you later.